So us Army guys just love playing with dirt. Not really, but for some reason that seems to be all I ever do. Today we're going to talk about building fighting positions. Yeah, let's have some fun with dirt. Hello, my name is Arthur and I'm the founder and CEO of Tackleberry Solutions. We teach wartime tactics to citizens for civil defense purposes, and today we're going to talk about building fighting positions. So we decided to build fighting positions around our house, and we definitely knew that the choice the one to go with was sandbags. So I have bought a bunch of sandbags. This is an empty sandbag here, and we filled them and we built fighting positions like this right here. Now there's a couple different rules of thumb the buildings your fighting positions when you're dealing with sandbags, and that's really the reason we decided to make this video, is because it's things you're not going to really know until you find it out the hard way. So let me help you save yourself a little bit of pain. First thing is, each one of these bags weigh about 50 pounds, so that's 150 bags just to build this one fighting position. And you're going to want to go smaller to save yourself sand and bags. Don't. Go bigger. There's a couple reasons for it. This one's big enough that I can totally lay down behind it. I mean, literally completely lay down. And you can see I've only gone 7 layers up. 7 layers is high enough that I can get down behind and actually engage from and have cover. Also, 7 layers is short enough that if I needed to, I could very easily jump over this wall, especially with body armor on, but it definitely would be difficult if it was any higher. Obviously, I'm not going to try to climb up and go over it. Now, the other thing is, when you have a wall like this one, which was an independent standing wall because this door slides open, if it was any higher, it would be wanting to lean and or fall one way or the other. And just as sure as crap, I'm going to have a kid playing on it or a dog jumping on it, which obviously has been happening because this bag had fallen down when I came out here, and there's claw marks in that bag, and I have my 5-year-old climbing all over. Anyways, whenever that wall falls down, whatever made it fall down, it's going to get crushed. Because like I said, that's 50 pounds a bag. And when you knock that wall down, there's probably 30 bags right there. That's a lot of weight. We're probably going to end up having to put about 100,000 pounds of just dirt around our house to build our fortified positions. And that brings me to the second thing. Buy more bags than what you think you're going to need. Again, this is 150 bags. The other fighting position, that's 150 bags. The next one, that's 200. I got another one that's going to be at least 5, and I got another one's going to be about 1,500. That's just to protect our house. So right there, you're looking at almost 2,500 bags. So that's a lot more bags than I initially thought when I bought 500. I was like, I'm good. I got my 500 sandbags. I got it. Yeah, no, I don't. Now the good news is they're really not that bad. They're about, when I bought them from Uline, which we'll put the link to, it cost me about $40 for a bundle of 100. So I got 500 bags. I'm like, heck yeah, that'll do me right there. And then I realized that, nah, that ain't nowhere near enough bags. I'm going through these things like nothing. Right? Okay. If you have a wall like this one here, you can go higher. I could have gone higher here, but it was just getting ridiculous. And I'm like, that's enough. My back's hurting bad enough already. So yeah, I could go higher. So if I wanted to actually take these bags and place them inside my house so that my fortified location was secretive, I could totally do that. I could even go higher if I wanted to, but still, 50-pound bags, the higher up you go, the more it's going to hurt if they ever fall down. That brings me to another thing. You need to link and log the bags. Okay, so this here is a unfinished position right here, and as you can see, we've got them crisscross, so they're link and log. These are facing a different way than these are here. But it's not just that these are facing a different way than here. So yeah, this layer is different from this layer, but this layer is also different than this layer, and that one is different than that one. See, here's the open in here, closed in there. We'll go up, open in here, closed in here. Same thing, open, closed. So I'm completely crisscrossing these things. Well, here's the reason why.
These bags are not exactly level, obviously. You got that one there totally barreled. This one here is a little bit bigger in the front. See how that starts tapering down in the back. That one's a good example right there. So it's got a hump in the middle, nice barreled, and super flat in the back, right? So that's how some of these bags are. So because of that, I need to keep flip-flopping and turn them around the opposite direction from the one before it so that it actually kind of levels out in the end. Now, like I said, you can tell this one's not done, but I can engage from this direction all the way around with this thing, right? And what's better is this here opens up to my inner perimeter, which is my house, right? So the other reason I'm leaving this open is for my medic. So if, not only can I put 2 or 3 guys in here, and if something happens, one of them gets hit, they can lay down. My other buddy can, probably do CLS on him, just trauma care real fast, holler for a medic. The medic can come running out of the house, come in here and grab the old boy, and then drag his butt back in the house, right?
Okay, so I know that most guys are thinking, when I build a fighting position, I'm going to make it a completely, a big circle, and that's not actually correct. Yeah, you can use the circle method, but do not completely enclose it. Like you can see, there's a big walkway right here where there's a reason for that. Again, if one of my guys get clipped, they can run it, my medic can run here and get them out of here, and he can literally pick them up and drag them out, which is what he's going to have to do, especially in a firefight. That's going to be damn difficult if he's trying to go over this freaking wall with them. And you don't want him over here trying to hang IV bags and do all this other crap when he's got rounds zinging over his head. You're running around in here trying to fight. You're going to have mags laid up here, grenades over there. You're going to be bouncing back and forth and all kinds of crap. You don't want to be doing that when your buddy's getting treated behind you, which is another reason in this particular fighting position backs up to a barn. Because I can get him, look, get in the damn barn and get out of my way. Let me work here. And he can drag old boy in the barn in a concealed location and start working on him there. And because he's working on the ground, he's down below the sandbags, so guess what? He's now in a covered and fortified position. Now, sandbags are great because they actually absorb a lot of the concussion, which is different than concrete, which totally reflects the concussion. So if a grenade landed in here, I could easily grab it, toss it right out, and let it go off. Perfectly fine. It literally can go off right there, and the worst thing that's going to happen is throw dust everywhere. Now, this wall is about, almost 2 feet wide, 2 feet thick, give or take. And, it's obviously going to stop a lot of stuff. So, yeah, it's going to stop shrapnel, it's going to stop bullets. It'll also stop the concussion from a hand grenade. So, this is a really good spot to be in. This brings me to my next rule of thumb. You have to maintain 360-degree security. So when you build your fighting position, you face the ass to the inner perimeter. Be sure that you build them in such a manner that you can have them all the way around your property perimeter so you can defend the entire perimeter. Now, that brings me to another very important point. Do not put your fighting positions at the edge of your property because it's going to be difficult for you to run supplies back and forth and you're exposing your runner every time. So if you got a sniper out in the open or out there and he sees that supply runner going from one fortified position to the next, and what is he doing? He's bringing water and food and ammunition and medical supplies. Crack! Now, he ain't bringing shit no more, right? He's dead. That's why you bring your fortified positions in a little bit. Plus, they help protect the main structure from a blast of some kind. Yeah, could I ram through this with a tractor or an armored vehicle? Yeah, I could. What about a normal vehicle? I sure as crap wouldn't put my key up against it. It's going to get destroyed. Alright, that brings me to my next point. When you're filling these sandbags, you're going to fill this thing up, stop right about here, where the string is, because there is such a thing as overfilling the bag. And look, I'm just as guilty of it as anybody. But it's something I found out the hard way. One, if you're paying for the dirt, you don't want to use any more of it than you have to. You want it to go as far as it possibly can. Two, when you overfill the bag and this thing gets knocked off, which is going to happen, this particular bag I probably picked up about 6 times now, it's going to bust wide open and it's possibly going to damage the bag, and if nothing else, you lost the dirt. So it's kind of a pain in the butt. It's actually better for the bag to be underfilled than it is overfilled. When you fill this thing up, you're going to get to this line here, and you're going to think that's too much dirt. And you're going to pack it, and you're going to be like, that's not enough dirt. But it is. Because what you're going to end up with is something like this. There's just enough there that I can get just barely 4 fingers around it. From where the string is, all the way to the end, I've got about 4 fingers. Well, that enables me to pick it up, hold it, manipulate it, and move it. And like I said, this particular bag has been knocked off about 6 times now. So obviously it didn't bust because it's still got a little bit of slack in the bag that allows that dirt to manipulate and move. But if you have one that's slam packed, like say this little guy over here, that thing gets knocked off, it's going to bust right wide open. It's probably going to bust a string, and I'm going to have dirt going everywhere, and I'll lose the dirt, and I just one more bag I got to stop and fix. Instead of just picking it up, throwing it back on the stack, I got to stop and fix it. And I possibly even lost the bag, and possibly lost all that dirt that's in the bag, so now I got to go back to my dirt hole and dig more dirt up. So just little fun-filled facts about building fighting positions. So let's recap. Always have them in 360 security. Have an opening that you can literally run in and out of, that you don't have to jump into the fighting position, that faces to the inward position of the perimeter. Keep your fighting positions close, especially so that you guys can yell to one another and see one another. Just in this back area alone, there's 3 fighting positions. At all 3 positions, you can see your other buddy you're working with. So if the old boy goes down, you can go, crap, medic, get your ass over there in that fighting position. Or you yourself can run over. Whatever the situation may be. You can definitely get supplies back and forth. Hey, I can throw a freaking a magazine from one fighting position to the other. Hey man, I need a mag. Okay. Catch. So by keeping them in close, that helps. So 360 security, open to the inside, keep them close, and link and log these babies, and don't ever fill your bags. Thank you very much for watching. Y'all have a great day.